Okay, this is more so a personal video, I guess. It might be of use. I'm going to publish it anyways, but I've been thinking about some projects to have on the mind as I kind of figure my life out and move forward. Things to sort of, keep one occupied, build, work on, so long as one has the time. It's one thing to just kind of work a job and get your, um, you know, satisfy your vocational duties, look after yourself, and then you have time to work on other stuff and develop yourself in other ways that you can leverage later. That's the goal. I thought of making a journal and publishing it, at least like format. I mean, really, it's so simple. All you do is make a file of like a journal that you can print and then figure something out to do with it. But the main goal is just publishing it and polishing it and generating it and creating it, and then finding what does the journal become about, what sort of ideas are incorporated into it. And then another long-term project I had was I have an idea for a publishing company or something, and this can be starting off as simply as making books nobody reads on and printing them directly on Amazon or something, and then putting in as the name a publishing house, and it's like, ooh, that's a publishing house. But the point is, again, as I said, it's just doing anything that's feasible as a way of sort of focus, keeping intellectual focus, right? But I wanted to have any kind of sort of publishing and literary pursuit that becomes a platform for transgressive or politically incorrect literature. And what I mean by that is, for example, there were some infamous publishing houses that were often at the center of some of the major obscenity trials of the 20th century. That's Grove Press and Olympia Press. I find something that's lacking in culture today is that there isn't much of there's not much room for elaborate sentiment that challenges American cultural norms, both deeply and intelligently. And I think there is transgressive thought out there, but it's very sporadic. It's intellectually undisciplined. There's a difference between writing like a really great book that has something very controversial about it, but nevertheless is of real literary merit and of real historical importance, versus making a racist Instagram reel or something. These are very different things. And so when I say politically incorrect, by the way, I don't mean just offensive stuff that is meant to get like is meant to suggest like some crazy political outlook. It would be generally just more cultural. I'm not looking to make something that's partisan, and you can be there's sentiment that's more left-wing, more right-wing when it comes to transgressive literature, but I'm not looking at wings, and I'm not looking for stuff that I think is just plainly, unless it's like very impressively made and there's something about it that's ingenious, and I'm speaking about not myself producing such a work, but if other people, if they wanted to publish under the auspices of such a thing that I'm imagining. I'm not imagining something that's trashy, right? Like other people might think it's trashy. I guess I have my own standards, but not something that's just going around looking to be insulting in a stupid manner. It's like there has to be something intelligent behind it, which I think is something we miss today when it comes to transgression. Transgression today, it's like it's offensive and it's trying to be. It would never say, well, actually, I think you're being dismissive of a certain artistry behind. No, today when people are transgressive, it's like it's trying to be as barbaric as possible. And like I said, there's ways in which the principle of barbarism, obscenity, even I personally don't have much of a taste for violence, but even artistically violent sentiment, it's a different thing. It's like what Nietzsche said about tragedy. Tragedy, the art of tragedy, producing a play of tragedy, is an Apollonian fusion with the Dionysian. So maybe raw, primal, selfish violence I'm not very fond of, but there's an Apollonian sort of ordering to a sentiment in order to elevate it through artistic creation that's more admirable. So, work that has violence in it, even work that seeks to capture a violent psychology or something, that's merited, even if it's extremely transgressive, frank, brutally honest. The act of capturing that through language is merited. Yeah. I've thought about that. All right, that's about it. I think I've gone too far on the pretentious train, so I'm gonna end the video for now.